This is Eric Alexander, Six Arrows Consulting, and I'm here today with a friend and a brother and a colleague, a banking colleague, Rian Clinton. So glad I got to run into him. We used to work at a bank together, and now we run into each other at banking events. In fact, right now we're in San Antonio at a Texas Banking Convention. And so, Rian, thank you for taking a few minutes.
Yeah, it's a pleasure.
This is really impromptu. He was saying some stuff to me over the last couple of days that hit a nerve, struck a chord, one of those metaphors. And so I said, would you mind taking a minute for us to capture that? So thank you for doing that.
Absolutely.
Here's how it started. When I ran into him 2 days ago in the hotel lobby. How are you doing, Rian? We see each other occasionally. He said, I'm busy. And then it was interesting. He paused and he said, I don't want that to be the main impression that comes across or something like that.
Yeah.
And then the next morning over breakfast, we were talking about busyness again related to family schedules. And again, he started talking about busyness. So, I'm normally in these settings talking about leadership, stewardship, talking to finance people. But this is more kind of life application, but it still relates to leadership and stewardship and even us stinking accountants. So let me just shut up and let you riff a little bit on your thoughts about busyness.
I think as adults, whenever we're talking to each other, how you doing? The first thing that comes to mind is, I'm busy.
Yep. Right.
And the problem with that is busyness creates the illusion of importance.
It does.
And we
think it does.
We think it does.
Yeah.
But the problem is that busy people do not change the world. Focused people do. I say the world.
Pause right there.
Yeah.
I need to pause and think about that a minute.
Yeah.
I'm too busy to pause and think. That's the thing that caught my attention. Okay, carry on.
No, it's one of those where, and I say change the world, and change the world could be change where you work, focus. Right. What are the things that really drive improvement? What are the things in your community that drive change? Mm-hmm. And when you're busy, you lose focus on the things that matter. And the thing that comes to my mind, and I know you've seen this illustration, but it's the jar where you put the golf balls in, and then the pebbles, and then the sand, and those focused items. When you create all the busyness, you don't have time for the things that you really focus on.
You fill up the jar with the sand.
Absolutely.
Right.
And so I've tried to be very intentional with my time and intentional with the things that I want to focus on. But more than that, rather than when someone comes up and says, how you doing? Mm-hmm. To be genuine and intentional with my response rather than saying busy. Mm-hmm. Because in our environment, in our work, it's very easy just to think that, everybody's busy. Right. And we are busy, but let's be intentional with our time. Let's be intentional with what we do. And I think that's where we can drive change in our work environments, in our families, in our communities. And I think that's what really drives the change in the world. So,
I love that. Well, thank you for that. And it really struck a chord with me. Since I was in high school, there's been a sense of, if I'm busy, just like you said, you wear it as you can wear it as a badge of honor and importance. And I won't even get into the whole concept of we lose sight of the benefit of Sabbath and rhythms and breaks and how that makes us more fruitful. But the idea of our busyness, being intentional, being fruitful, good stewardship of our time. And also, I love how you were talking about it yesterday over breakfast. It came up, Sunday, it came up over your work stuff. Yeah. And yesterday morning over breakfast, it came up over family life. This is just a life principle.
It is.
Let's be good stewards of our time.
And it's such an easy thing to grasp. And when you think about, what do I have to do to be intentional with my time? And what do I have to do to be focused? It's really just spend a few minutes of your day. Mm-hmm. And whenever you see that intentionality with all those different areas that you just mentioned, you see the impact really go up.
That's good.
And you see true change, you see impact, whether it be your family, whether it work, and you see a lot of efficiency start happening. And you didn't change your schedule, you just changed your priorities. And so,
which had effects on your schedule.
Absolutely.
That's good.
Absolutely.
Whoa. We could spend a lot longer on this, but we're both really busy, so we don't have time. Rian, thanks so much.
Appreciate it.
A lot of good stuff to think about there. Thanks for listening.
Thanks.